Good morning. Today is September 3rd. It's 9 a.m. and this is the Commissioners' weekly meeting. Commissioner Gilman, you preliminary remarks. Are you ready to approve the consent agenda as presented?
Good morning. Been seeing a lot of you lately. No, I have nothing at the onset, and I would vote to approve the consent agenda.
Tough week, tough 2 weeks. Proceeding number 22I-0471R, Dr. Fishaber, RTD Corrective Action Plan.
Good morning, Commissioners. Pam Fishaber, Deputy Director of Public Safety. So when we last talked about the RTD Sable and Exposition cap, RTD had requested that the Commission reopen the cap 1 for 09/21/2022 to allow RTD to provide an alternative automatic train stop or ATS design and implementation plan. The Commission approved this request by decision C-25-0542 issued on July 24th, 2025, and required RTD to provide its revised cap within 10 days of the issue of that decision. On July 31st, RTD made the required filing, including an updated ATS implementation plan. The proposed revised ATS design will use the existing equipment already in stock and use of RTD maintenance of way personnel to install the equipment. The details of the ATS implementation plan are included as Attachment 1 and Attachment 2 to the compliance filing. The installation of the ATS on the southbound track approaching the Sable and Exposition intersection has two distinct advantages. First, it'll require the operator intervention in order to proceed through the intersection/crossing, alerting the operator that they are entering that particular portion of the alignment. The second is it will also stop the train automatically should the operator fail to follow the normal operations for any reason. There's an ATS end sign that will be installed to alert operators where in the territory the ATS signal will drop. RTD did use very conservative estimates when making their calculations for the design, including the minimum LRV acceleration rate, the LRV minimum traction deceleration rate, which is typically found on wet rail, and a generous reaction time. With this design, the ATS will bring the train automatically to a stop at least 30 feet before entering any portion of the Sable and Exposition curve. RTD states it can install this ATS system within 60 days of Commission approval and complete all testing and safety certification and begin the operation within 120 days of Commission approval. The new system should be operational around December 31st of this year, and it's estimated to be installed at a cost of $150,000, including parts and labor, which is way less than what they got from the bids. So I'm ready for a recommendation unless you have any questions.
No, we welcome a recommendation.
Staff would recommend that the Commission approve the alternative ATS design and associated changes to CAP 01/09/21/2022.
Commissioner Gilman.
Thanks, Dr. Fishaber. I agree.
As do I, and that can be an ABC decision addressing the update to the implementation plan. So thank you, Dr. Fishaber.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Proceeding number 22A-0230E, Black Hills 2022 Electric Resource Plan. Mr. Davis.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm Ron Davis of the Commission's advisory staff. And as you said, this case is Black Hills ERP, and that ERP also includes a clean energy plan. The Commission has rendered its Phase 2 decision establishing a cost-effective resource plan for Black Hills, and the company is now in the process of finalizing contracts with the developers of new projects to implement that plan. The Phase 2 decision addressing resource selection and approving the modified clean energy plan was issued a year ago, or last September, and the decision on RRR to that Phase 2 decision was issued in mid-November of last year. On June 12th, Black Hills filed a CPCN for one of the three projects to be implemented pursuant to the company's clean energy plan. That CPCN is for a 50 megawatt storage facility, and that's in proceeding 25A-255E. And then on Friday, Black Hills filed a motion asking for Commission guidance whether to move forward with the other two projects. One of the projects is a 100 megawatt solar facility that Black Hills will purchase from a developer and own and operate pursuant to a build transfer agreement. And the other project is a 200 megawatt solar facility tied to a purchase power agreement. Black Hills is seeking the guidance due to recently increased pricing and other changes proposed by respective developers of the projects. I'm presenting the motion today for the purpose of setting a shortened response time. Black Hills asks for a 12-day response period and states that this request for shortened response time is unopposed by the parties. I can present more details on the motion, or we can jump to a decision on response time.
Commissioner Gilman, preference, should we just jump to the response time?
I think response time will do it, but happy if you want to go the other way as well.
Yeah, let's jump to the response time issue.
Okay, I would recommend that the commission adopt an ABC order setting the response time to the motion to 12 days from the filing of the motion, which means responses would be due September 10th.
Commissioner Gilman?
I agree.
As do I, and that can be an ABC decision, setting the response time to the motion as you suggest. Thank you, Mr. Davis.
Thank you.
Proceeding number 25AL-0329ST, steam tariff, steam cost adjustment. Mr. Lemare.
Hey, good morning, commissioners. Can you hear me okay?
You can.
Great. My name is Patrick Lemaire. I'm with your Economics and Financial Analysis section. On August 5th, 2025, Public Service Company of Colorado filed advice letter number 185, requesting to modify portions of its steam cost adjuster, referred to as the SCA, to enable recovery of deferred case expenses associated with preparing and litigating its most recent steam regulatory and resource plan in proceeding number 22A-0382ST. The company is requesting recovery of deferred case expenses over a 24-month period and requests an amended advice letter representing these changes to take effect on September 6, 2025. No other adjustments are made to the SCA, and no party has filed for intervention in this proceeding. For background on the cost to be included, in the 2019 steam rate case, the company agreed to perform an engineering study and defer the third-party engineering costs to a future proceeding. In 2023, the Commission approved scopes for budgets for 2 additional technology studies in its steam resource plan, specifically a heat pump study and an ambient loop study. In 2024, an approved settlement explicitly allowed the company to defer its engineering, legal, and administration case expenses without interest and seek recovery via standalone advice letter outside of a rate case. The total combined deferred case expenses are approximately $1.8 million. This includes the original engineering study, the 2 additional technology studies, and additional legal and administration case expenses. Using forecasted sales provided by the company, the typical bill increase for customers would be at roughly 5.9% during the 2-year recovery period. I can provide additional details or pause here for discussion or move forward to a staff recommendation.
If you can give us the recommendation, that'd be great.
Sure. Staff reviewed the arithmetic, confirmed the no interest construct, and reviewed the tariff breadline and found no issue. Staff recommends the Commission take no action and allow the advice letter to go into effect by operation of law.
Commissioner Gilman?
I agree.
As do I. Thank you, Mr. Lemare.
Thank you.
Proceeding number 25A-0321, CPCN for St. Vrain 7 and 8. Mr. Davis.
Right, so now I'd like to present a decision for the Commission to make this morning as to whether to set for hearing Public Service Company of Colorado's application for a Certificate of Public Convenience and Necessity for 400 megawatts of new gas combustion turbine facilities at the company's Fort St. Vrain generating station. Fort St. Vrain is located in Weld County, and the 2 new 200 megawatt units would be built adjacent to the existing 6 units at the site. The project has a 40-year design life and will include selective catalytic reduction equipment, or SCR, to keep the Fort St. Vrain site in compliance with air permits. Public Service explains that the facilities represent one of the company-owned generation resources included in the company's preferred portfolio in its 120-day report in Phase 2 of the company's electric resource plan that includes a clean energy plan. The company admits that the project was not included in the portfolios initially addressed by the Commission in its Phase 2 decisions, but was later advanced as a replacement to a bid in these portfolios that failed. Public Service states that this bid 1000 was approved as an alternative by decision number C2524, addressing the company's CEP delivery plan. Public Service has increased its cost estimate for the project since it was bid and has modified the project in-service date from May 2027 to January 2028. The company points to various factors driving these changes, including supply chain constraints, geopolitical uncertainty, and extraordinary inflation pressures from what it calls extreme competition for equipment, labor, and expertise. Public Service identifies the updated engineering, procurement, and construction cost estimate as the biggest driver of the cost change for the overall project. Public Service also clarifies that Fort St. Vrain 7 and 8 initially had reasonable contingency levels built into their planning, but those budgets have now been consumed and further project development now extends well beyond those anticipated budgets. Public Service also states that there remains substantial risk that tariffs or other trade-related market impacts could further impact costs and cause further changes to schedule during the course of project construction. Due to changes in the project's cost estimate, Public Service seeks a modification to the cost to construct performance incentive mechanism baseline, claiming extraordinary circumstances as addressed by the Commission with respect to the company's CEP delivery plan motion. Public Service likewise seeks a presumption of prudence finding per Rule 3617D for the full cost of the project now and approval of proposed project reporting during construction up until project operations. And because the project includes a radial transmission tie line, the company also requests a finding from the Commission that the noise and electromagnetic field levels associated with those facilities are reasonable and require no further mitigation. Public Service filed the application with supporting testimony of 4 witnesses and a motion for extraordinary protection of information claimed to be highly confidential, including the changes in the costs. Notices of intervention of right were filed by trial staff of the Public Utilities Commission and the Colorado Office of the Utility Consumer Advocate. Both request a hearing on the application. Western Resource Advocates and Climax Molybdenum Company have also filed petitions to intervene. So the decision before you now is whether to set this CPCN application for hearing. I can try to answer your questions and I could offer a recommendation.
Yeah, if you can provide a recommendation, that'd be great.
I recommend that the Commission deem the application complete and refer this matter, including the interventions and the motion for extraordinary protection, to an administrative law judge by minute entry.
Commissioner Gilman.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Davis. I agree with your recommendation. I'm just thinking back to the approvals of the portfolio in the 2021 ERP and how difficult it was to make some of these decisions. And now it's seemingly even more difficult with a really staggering increase in the expected price of this gas asset. So certainly the ALJ has their work cut out for them, but I agree with your recommendation.
I agree with Commissioner Gilman's comments and your recommendation. So thank you, Mr. Davis.
Thank you.
Proceeding number 25A-0353SG, Mr. Acera, Durango Mountain Utilities.
Good morning, Commissioners. Durango Mountain Utilities has filed an unopposed amended motion to extend the notice and intervention period in this proceeding. DMU now seeks a 20-day window rather than the existing 10-day window out of recognition for trial staff's current workload, the parties' interest in working cooperatively, and the timing of the Labor Day holiday. The commission already issued its standard 10-day notice and set a hearing for September 23rd, but that hearing would now fall just 5 days after the extended intervention deadline. So given these circumstances, I recommend extending the timeline, vacating the September 23rd hearing, and continuing the 30-day statutory deadline to allow for reasonable consideration of the application.
Commissioner Gilman,
I agree.
as do I, and that can be an ABC decision, amending the notice period, vacating the scheduled hearing, and continuing the statutory deadline. So thank you, Mr. Sarah. 25A-0354E and 0355E, Public Service Company application concerning appeal of county decisions. I assume we're going to take these up together or separate, Ms. Harper.
Together.
Fire away.
Good morning, Commissioners. Ruthie Harper of your Commission Council. Before you today are procedural decisions concerning the verified application for appeal of El Paso County's denial of a requisite siting permit filed on August 26 by Public Service, and a similar application for appeal of Elbert County's denial. I'll take these up together, but there will be a decision issued in each proceeding. Through the applications, Public Service requests the Commission authorize the company to begin construction of Segment 5 of its Colorado Power Pathway Transmission project along the proposed route for the project within these counties. The Commission previously, in proceeding 21A 0096E, granted the company a certificate of public convenience and necessity for the project. The company is now in the siting, permitting, and construction phase. Public Service states it brings these applications to the Commission after the counties denied the company's respective land use applications for approval of the project segments in each county. For today is the motion filed with each application seeking expedited treatment, shortened notice and intervention, commission hearing en banc, and an expedited decision. I recommend that you go ahead today and rule on the request to set a shortened notice and intervention period for the proceeding, and then set response time to the remainder of the requests in the motions through the end of the established notice period. Under that approach, the main decision today is what length to set the notice period. The standard period is 30 days. Public Service's request is for 10 days. To support its request, Public Service maintains that its substantive request in the applications is narrow in scope and that time is of the essence. Public Service states it provided advance notice to the county as well as potentially interested parties. And it states that construction is underway and is in some cases already complete for other segments. Yesterday, the counties filed a response to the motion urging the Commission to afford the counties a reasonable opportunity to develop and file a more substantive response before taking up the merits of the motion. So again, my recommendation today is just to rule on the request to set a shortened notice intervention period for the proceeding and then set response time for the remaining requests through the notice period. I can give a recommendation on the notice period or turn it over for your discussion.
Yeah, I'd probably just split the difference. I'm very sympathetic to the counties wanting a little more time, but at the same time, understand that the company is under the gun. So I'd probably just split the difference and do something like 20 or 21 day notice period. But curious where you're at, Commissioner Gum.
Yeah, I feel like Ms. Harper's probably worked out the timing better than me. So curious if you have a recommendation or thoughts on the timing, Ms. Harper.
Ms. Harper?
The 20-day notice period that the chair has recommended is workable.
Okay. Yeah, I agree.
Does that give you what you need, Ms. Harper?
Yes, it does. And also just an advisement for any parties who who are listening that the commission does have an extremely tight schedule in October, and if everything proceeds as expected, the pre-hearing conference required by rule would be tentatively expected for October 22nd in the afternoon. So just hold that date.
Anything else on this one, or so I guess this is two ABC decisions, one for each case, setting shortened notice and intervention period and response time into the motion, and setting a pre-hearing conference on October 22nd.
Correct, except for just an oral advisement of the hold the date.
Oh, okay.
Conference.
Anything else on this one?
That's all.
Commissioner Gilman, anything else for this morning?
Nothing additional, thanks.
See you in a couple hours.